Hi, my name is Andrée Marie and I'm going to show you how I do some natural enhanced curls on my model here using the Diva Pro Styling Micro Stick. So the first thing we want to do when you're doing any of these styles, you want to prep your hair properly. You need to make sure that you use all your sprays. So you're leave-in, you blow dry, and most importantly, you use heat serums or anything that's going to accompany your heat tool. So I've prepped my model already with a heat protector, which was a spray format, which I have right here. And I've also used a blow dry serum to accompany that. So in this instance, because there is so much hair going on here, I am going to divide it through the middle and we're going to do 3 sections of each. That's going to make it super easy. The thicker the hair, the more sections you should use. So because my model has thick, long hair, I'm going to do 6 because I've got bird's eye view. But if you're doing this by yourself at home, I do advise that you go for 4 sections. You want to go through the middle, the side, just above the ear. If you don't have any section clips, I suggest you twist it. So I'm going to do both. And you want to wrap it away and then use your clip to section it off. And again, we're going to go just below the ear in the middle section. And again, you're going to twist it, wrap it away. The last section is the one that we are actually going to work on today. Once you have sectioned off the hair and you've put it away, the section you are going to work on, you want to take your heat protectant spray and you're likely going to miss about 3 to 5 pumps in that area just to make sure that you've covered enough. And then what we're going to do now is work again in sections. Sections are going to be so important when you're doing this, and you're just going to go straight across and down, and then you're going to take a clip and pin away. Once you've brushed through that section, you now want to take a pintail comb, take a section, and then you take your Diva Pro Styling Micro Stick. I need you to make sure that you have it the way that you're going to wear the hair. So once you do that, you then wrap it around the micro stick. You can then twist the micro stick towards the scalp, and after about less than 10 seconds, you let go and you have your curl. Once you finish that section, you're then going to move on another section within this section. And again, you're going to use your clip and you're going to clip it away so it doesn't bother you. And as you can see, the curl still has texture, but it's also got that beautiful curl on it. You're going to repeat that. You can go as little or as big as you want. You can halve this section if you want smaller curls. I'm going for medium curls. I'm going to separate them at the end. I want them to sit, so I'm not doing anything to the curls at this time. So for someone like my model who has really fine hair, I don't feel that I need to use super high heat because 180, as you can see, is doing the job nicely and it will hold, because you are going to use a little bit of wax or you're going to use a little bit of holding spray, enhancing her curls. It will hold for about 3 to 4 days at 180 degrees. People that have fine hair do not need to go past 190. If you've got coarser hair, you can go up to about 200, and 210 will be the max that I use on a tool like this. So because I'm working at the back, I'm not going too close to the root. This will add volume, especially if you have fine hair. So you're not going so close to the root and it's keeping that oomph in there. But when you get to the top, you need to be a little bit meticulous. So you are going to need to go closer to the root, and I will show you how to do that in a minute. So on this second section, we're going to do something a little bit different. So again, we're going to start off by just making sure that our ends are not knotty and everything is nice and smooth. Once you've done that, we're going to repeat the heat protector. Never forget the heat protector per section. Then we're going to take our pintail comb again, and we are going to section the hair. What we're doing this time in this section is we are going to go the other way. So we're going to mix the sections around. So what you could do is do one section going one way and one section doing the opposite direction. What that will do, it will make your curls look more seamless, and it will also just make them look a lot more juicier when you are fluffing it out at the end. Doesn't really matter what you do at the back, but everything matters from the middle section going forward. Instead of going towards the left, I'm going towards the right. Get as close as you can without burning your scalp. count to 10 in your head and release your curls. And there you have opposite direction curls. Repeat that. There's no real right or wrong way to do this. It's what you can do. If you're anything like me and you struggled at the beginning holding the stick, I would say hold the hair up, place your stick right under as close as you can to the root. With a little bit of tension, wrap the hair around, hold that tension all the way through. Make sure the ends are also right at the end if you can do it. Again, pause for 5 to 10 seconds, let go. You can pull it off and you're gonna have a perfect curl that's right to the root. And again, you wanna work with a direction so that your curls are not set in one particular direction, but if you find it easier, hold the wand straight across and go under the hair. So one last tip, hold the hair with a little bit of tension, place your stick on top of the hair this time and wrap around. Again, keep the tension, and just like when you were working with the wand down, left to right, you're going to do it over and under, and that's how you get the direction when you're doing it this way. I personally like this way better because, as you can see, you have less root and it's just a faster way to do it, but you can check out the direction this way. For the curls, once you start nearing the top, you're going to take smaller sections and you are going to do the curls a little bit finer. So you want to take a third of what you were taking before. So again, you want to repeat, and I'm going to go close to the roots and I'm going to make sure that it looks like it's coming from her scalp as much as possible. And I'm going to start mixing my curls within this section. And you're going to do that throughout the whole top of her hair. And you're going to repeat one section, looser curls so that you have a bit more rootage on the other side. Together, you will have a beautiful fro. So once you have finished everything, you want to let it sit for about 3 to 4 minutes. We're going to fluff it out and we're going to give it a little razzle dazzle. First thing I want you to do is take a little bit of oil sheen and spray it on your hands so you don't make the curls frizz. And we're going to rub our hands together, and then we're just going to start picking the curls and pulling them apart ever so slightly. You should start to get a bigger afro. You can leave it like this if you want, but I like big hair. We're gonna just separate, not all of them, but a few of them. So not to frizz. And if you have any clients that are doing this, tell them to wrap it at night. You get to preserve the curls a little more. I would recommend silk because silk just maintains the style a lot longer. If you have a silk pillow, bonus points. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. Silk wrap, I would suggest you wrap your hair with that. So as you can see, one side is looking a bit fluffier. We're gonna do the other side. So the reason why I'm not using the comb is if I use the comb, it will just make it a massive frizzy afro. Because you're trying to maintain the curls, you want to gently pull apart the curls so you still maintain that texture, but it just fluffs it out a little bit more so it doesn't look flat. And remembering that we worked the back for a little volume, so you just want to make sure that you detangle some of those curls. And again, you're going to end up with much bigger hair from the bottom, and then you work through the middle. You can leave the ones on the top alone because they're a bit more defined, so you have a lot more volume at the bottom and defined curls on top, but it really just depends on what you're trying to achieve. So with the oil, whenever you feel like you've run out, just spray your hands again. The aim of the oil is so that you don't create frizz. If your client has quite knotty hair, I would use a little bit more oil, but you can also directly spray it onto the hair and separate it that way if it's easier for you. Now we're gonna make the model go upside down and we're gonna fluff from the roots, and that's gonna give us the Beyonce bigness. And again, you're gonna spray a little bit of product so that it holds on this side. I'm using just a tiny bit of hairspray, and then I go right on top with a soft sheen. I'm just gonna add some edge tamer to the side. And then last but not least, I'm gonna put a little bit of edge tamer right on her edges. We're gonna use a very small amount, but this is what's gonna bring the finishing touch to the style. And then I'm gonna have a bristle brush, the softer side, and just brush the hair so it's nice and slick. And that's the finished look with the Diva Pro Styling Micro Stick.